My name is Jeffrey Davis. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs, and we're always sharing the success of entrepreneurship. And you can find us on any one of your mobile devices. And if you're looking for us, just go to radioentrepreneurs.com, and I'm sure you can find the information so that you can get any one of our shows. Our next guest is Stephan Thieringer of the Human Innovation Garage. Hi, Stephan.
Jeff, hello. Great to be here. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having us.
You know, it's a great name. It must
Thank
get
you.
a lot of responsibility. The Human Innovation Garage. You know, it could be a gene pool business. It could be a gene splicing pool. I bet you it's not either.
It is not. It is not. No, you're absolutely correct. I think people certainly pay attention to the name. And it's all about reinventing yourself. Constant, there's a difference between like education and learning. You get the education in school. Somebody talks at you from morning until nighttime, and you take it with a degree with you. And then you go out to experience life, and suddenly you learn. And really what we try to focus on is at the Human Innovation Garage is to help people learn themselves, and we call it radical self-awareness. The mantra being the English bulldog, no bull, we're direct, we're open, and we're nurturing with you.
So you've put a pretty wide blanket out there in my world. I mean,
Yeah.
you could be. It's a personal development program. It's not a team development program, correct?
Correct.
It's an individual development. Is it for all individuals? Is it for youth? Is it for adults? Is it for entrepreneurs only? Is it for people who are bottomed out?
So you
let's
just
define this.
you just gave me the blanket back, all my passions and all the things I enjoy personally.
Right.
So the Human Innovation Garage is very much focused on executives and not necessarily first but second time entrepreneurs who've realized through all the things we've all done as entrepreneurs, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And there's a lot of each.
There is a lot, and owning up to that. I mean, one big word, what we talk about on the one-on-one basis, and this is really our focus of the Human Innovation Garage, is vulnerability. And being able to say, you know what, here is my mistake, here's who I am, and really put yourself openly out there. And then we focus on areas like communication, nonverbal communication, things like how do I stand? And I was earlier making an example actually with your office staff here, how we all meet each other at cocktail receptions and we have those 3 assessment questions. What do you do? Where do you work? Where do you live? Once we get beyond that, we all stand sideways watching the
when
crowd.
are you leaving? I get a fourth one.
Yeah, exactly. And then we don't really look at each other's eyes, right?
Right.
Nonverbal communication.
Well, mostly men are much worse at that than women are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And how do we listen to each other? At what pace am I speaking to you? You may be a very social person. I may not be as social. How does that relate to us in a context of a larger organization, and how do we communicate with each other there?
These are critical skills to success because
Yeah.
they're human skills. Are
Absolutely.
you doing them one-to-one, or are you doing them in a group format?
We do them one-to-one.
So it's all in a coaching format.
It is in coaching format. So we have developed a personal innovation strategy, which is a 6-module proprietary methodology.
Right.
And we really initially look at you on a very personal assessment level. We collaborate with various partners. One of the partners we collaborate there with is a well-known national and international company called Profile XT,
Right.
where we really look at what side of the scale you fall on, and what can we help you learn about yourself. We talked about sociability. I may be somebody who enjoys going to cocktail receptions, very sociable. I talk with people, and then you may be somebody on the scale of 1 to 10 falling onto the left scale of the scale, which says, well, you're not that sociable. But what does that mean to you? And how do I then, in a setting of a meeting, how do I react to that?
Right.
And then other things like, time management we talk about. We all want to be at all the meetings, right?
I talk to people about managing the clock, not having the clock manage you.
That's exactly right.
And that's the sign of a successful person in my world.
And that's exactly the distinction. How much do I really gatekeep my time? Do I have an open approach? Absolutely. But do I need to attend every meeting? Should I be delegating more?
Right.
That's kind of this difference. I mean, I was reading recently a fabulous book of Mike Miyat, Hacking Leadership. And he makes this wonderful example of the difference. There's a lot of politicians, but there's only a few statesmen. Because I believe
Not
that
enough
really...
statesmen.
Absolutely. And I believe that the word leader and leadership in the context of how we compliment people, well, you're a leader, frankly, in all due respect to anybody who's been called it, I think it's abused and is really not appropriate. And if we understand the distinction between a politician and a statesman, that's the distinction between a manager and a leader in a company. Because leadership is about service. It's about how can I support and serve the community who ultimately works for me. And what does that mean in a service business where you have a frontline employee who really is, interacting with the customer, is dealing with the customer, and what does that mean to the larger organization.